So what's up, everyone? It's Mr Cozzo, and you're listening to Teach Me How to Rave, the podcast where you go deep into the people behind the deck. And today I'm with Severino. Most people know him through Horsemith Disco, but I wanted this episode to be really about you and your story, your taste, how you actually think when you're a DJ, and what you're chasing on the dance floor. So Severino, thank you for coming. And so quick one to start. Where are you right now, and how's your day going?
So good. I mean, it was really nice to be back in Paris. Yesterday, DJ in a club nearby here for a party called Managing. It was really fun, really good. Which I haven't done Managing for a long time. I mean, actually, we were talking about it yesterday. I did one of the beginning of Managing, so it's been like nearly 10 years.
Yeah, almost, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I was here last October. I did Club Silencio as well. But no, yesterday was more like as me, like not really Horsemith Disco. It was more like as a Severino. Well, I mean, I'm originally from Italy, from near Verona, from the north of Italy. And I mean, my story, like I always kind of like want to be a DJ, and I'm such a lucky person that I'm still doing it, because basically I think when I was 7, 8 years old, like I fell in love with my older sister record collection. And like, you know, we're talking about 78, 79, so like lots of like just vinyl. My sister, you know, she was buying records because back in the days.
Disco?
Yeah, well, it was actually a mix of everything. Like,
funk.
Yeah, obviously lots of disco, but also like my sister, she was listening rock. You know, it would be like Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, Neil Young, but it would be also like Italian songwriter, singer like Lucio Battisti. You know, lots of a real mix, and I fell in love with the record, with the vinyl, I guess. Then they're lucky. Like, you know, my parents, they always support me, so like they were like, you know, if you want to go and buy records, you know, do it. Then I actually went to Conservatory of Music as well. So I studied for 4 years the oboe, you know, so I studied classical composition. But it was a different world, you know, and as I say, you know, I wanted to be a radio DJ. Like, I mean, the conservatory was like during, you know, my secondary school, you know, when I was 12, 13. And then officially, like, I DJ in my local disco when I was 17, like actually a little bit underage, opening for the local DJ. And then, I won a DJ contest, and I went to work in the Alps, you know, like, then at the same time also, I always wanted to be a radio DJ as well, you know, because I feel like it's very important, like, to be a club DJ where the crowd is in front of you, but radio, like, maybe they're not in front of you, but they listen to you on the radio, in a car or whatever. So that was also like very nice, you know, like, so basically in Italy I was doing Monday, Friday radio show for a couple of hours every day, and then weekend DJ.
And so do you remember the first time you went to like a club?
Well, I mean, all of those clubs around my area, you know, like, of course, you know, like, I grew up in this kind of like, listening a lot like Afro cosmic music, you know, like, because where I'm from, you know, like the legendary club Cosmic, where Daniele Baldelli was the resident DJ, he was like, the club, it would be like less than 2 hours drive from my hometown in the Lake of Garda. Obviously I was young, you know, I was like 12, 13, but luckily there was a radio station that they were broadcasting every day this kind of music. So that's pretty much my foundation, you know, my kind of like my main music. I grew up listening all this sort of like DJing, mixing, and play Afro Cosmic, which means it can be African music like Fela Kuti, Mano Dibango, but it will be like Tangerine Dream, it will be like something like a mix of everything, and also disco as well, you know, it will be like, you know, cosmic disco. So that was like my main like thing. But yeah, and then obviously like I got into everything, you know, I discovered house music through Pump Up the Volume by Mars, and I discovered the whole like Chicago and Detroit and everything. So, but then I was 26 and Italy, I felt is a small country. I used to go every year to buy my records and clubbing in London. So I felt like, okay, I need to move out. I need to do the step, like I was actually moving to London, like even without, just leaving all this gig, the radio show, working McDonald's or something, because this is like 96, 97. But luckily, the record shop where I used to buy my records in Modena, called Disco Inn. So this record shop, it was a big record shop, one of the biggest record shop for DJs, so one of the biggest Italian DJs. They were going to buy the records there, and like we're talking about vinyl only, and we're talking about promotional copy. We're talking about a famous promo, so record that they weren't released yet, but all these DJ they wanted to have before everybody. So they offered me this job. They said, oh, if you go to London, do you want to take over this guy, and you are our record buyer in London. So my days, every day was like hustling, record shop, calling, record distribution, record label. I can have some promo before the release. So that was like an interesting kind of job that it gave me the opportunity, to meet people, to make more contact in a scene.
To so many music before everybody.
Yeah, and especially also, always been important for me as a gay person, but actually in Italy, I was just DJing straight venue, and I always I need that kind of balance, and even in London, then I met this, the director of a magazine, and we started doing a straight party, but then I become into this kind of the gay scene of Vox in the late 90s, so I was playing more house, circuity, but in London, the circuit music that here maybe as well, it was very American, very kind of that kind of tribal. London has always been great because we were more funky house, more kind of different, and I'm pleased for that because it's always been a little bit different. London, it's always had this sort of London scene, London music, yes. London vibe, and even in the gay community, what we were playing, it was quite kind of unique, And then, getting together, then meeting all these people like Jim Stanton, James Hiller, and Luke Hauer. So Jim and James Hiller, they had this idea to start a disco party because nobody was doing a proper disco party in a gay scene in London. Again, always being open. Obviously, the inspiration, it was Paradise Garage, very New York style. So, 22 years ago, they said, okay, let's do this party called Housemate Disco. And they asked myself and Luke Howard to become the resident DJ. And we never knew it would become such a big thing that is still going on. We started, doing compilation from Strat. That was really good to be exposed out there with the gays, with the straight, with everybody. And then, started doing festival, Glastonbury, and it became bigger and bigger, and releasing music in Glitterbox, and yeah.
And how is it to DJ as a group, have many member?
A group, well,
Housemate Disco.
Yeah, it's just a collective of 4 DJs basically, just me, Jim, James, and Lou, and which is great because when so many gigs all over the world, 2 of us they go there, 2 of the other they can be there, or sometimes even we all split up, I think James actually last weekend he was in Sofia and somewhere else on his own, for example. Mm-hmm. So. It's still great. It's still we had an album now, just after pandemic, through Glitterbox, because we also collaborate with them, with the Fatty people and Glitterbox. The idea, we always loved the idea from the beginning. We were already doing our disco thing, but then Glitterbox, the idea was disco, funky house, for everybody, So that's Ibiza, especially we're doing it, but we're doing with them everywhere. And then we had the opportunity to put out album with original songs on the label. And the original song, like we had the opportunity to have Kathy Sledge, from the Sister Sledge, and that was like amazing, to have her, and then other talented new younger people, or some everything is like in the album. So, and also it's very important, to keep also maybe doing remixes. We did Dua Lipa, we did Jessie Ware, which is pop, but you can always say, I mean, we don't mind pop, I like the thing about House Disco, of course, mainly is a disco, but we also play recent stuff, Abracadabra was a great record last year by Lady Gaga, so we played Abracadabra, if it's a good pop that we like, why not? It's just it needs to go into it because people just want to have fun.
So how do you find your music now? Because now it's completely different than before, and there is so many music all the time. So
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, in a way, it's great that nowadays we have this sort of so many way to do music, so many people that do music. But obviously the quality went a little bit down, it went a bit there's so much very, very, very average stuff. So yeah, it's a difficult situation, also DJing, it feels lots of DJ and young, they want to just because it's cool to be DJ. I don't think it's something like a passion or something that you grow in, as I just told you, my life is a job, but it's actually it's mainly passion, mainly something that I'm still doing it that I always wanted to do also, but I know there are other DJ old school that pretty much we share the same stories. You started super young, but this is in the I'm born in 1970s, so this is
different.
80s was a different timing. But I still believe even nowadays in 2026, the very, very young generation, I don't know if you of course it's difficult. Of course, we've been lucky to be, involved, what they say, be at the right time with the right people, at the right place. It's true, but then maybe keep believing it. Something's gonna happen, just keep doing it, be nice with everybody, even with some promoter you don't but be oh, okay, and also for me it's always been important, it's great to be alternative, play what you like, but at the same time I think the secret is to have that balance. So also sometimes okay, now I play Lady Gaga and everybody's happy. It's a perfect I give you, you give me, with a crowd. I can give you that. I give you a little cake, and then you need to understand my cake,
And what keeps you inspired about being a DJ still after so many years? What keeps you the passion?
I just I love being surrounded by people, meeting people. Also, luckily, traveling is amazing as well. Discover that, actually everywhere in the world, music is the main thing. And it can be in Japan, in Cape Town, which I was there 2 weeks ago, in South Africa, or America, or South America, or whatever. People want to I still believe also people want to dance. Okay, we know that lots of clubs they're shutting down. We've been reading that the young generation, they don't drink anymore. Maybe they don't take any drugs. It's stuff things change. But I still believe people still want to go out and dance. Look how quickly became again amazing after COVID, where everybody was I need to get out, I need to dance, and I need to meet people, and maybe you meet your partner of your life, you never know, it's just it's a constant, I don't know, if you just stay home with your phone all day, okay, but it's quite lonely, okay, you're connecting with the world, but I still think, and it looks like the kids, they into it, they understand that, well, after a while, be on the phone is boring.
Do you have a secret to read the room when you're in a club, when you're DJing?
But I don't know, that's why I like also like try to go earlier to exactly like just look around, feel the crowd, which kind of crowd you have, you know, like obviously sometimes it can be like, oh, okay, this kind of crowd, it looks really, maybe not really what I want to, but I always try to make the best, you know, try to, like, of course, you know, sometimes it obviously the best, amazing, sometimes okay. I don't say like, okay, I did this gig because I have to pay my bills, but it can be, and it's true. I mean, it's like we need to pay the bills, survive, like. But most of the times, even if it is a gig only like €300, you know, it's like if it's fun, like why not? You know, I don't know. Like again, it's a secret balance that you need to. I guess you need to love what you do for sure. But like everything like obviously this is more like an artistic job and yeah, like fashion, painting, art, or yeah.
And do you have like an era you always come back, like in the music, like 70s, 80s? What's your favorites?
Again, like a mix of everything because it's really like interesting to discover and actually to introduce. You know, I've been making music also with this Italian guy who lives in London called Giacomo. We met because he was doing his sound engineering course, and we're making music as beating cells and just the other day, you know, we were in a studio and I told him, oh, I would like this idea or like ESG, Gang of Four, this kind of music that it was coming from America, especially New York, whatever, like in the late 70s, like post-funk, post-disco, and like that then it's been an inspiration of so many artists like Citizen System, whatever, and it was very important for me to tell him you have to listen, you need to know this band, you know, because this again, like it's like going to school, like history, you know, when you go into history, like oh my God, this building is like these paintings I made it by, you know, there are some keys, some producer music, yeah, and music can be like 70s, but also like whatever 80s, 90s, even the 90s. Then it was another era, the 2000, like okay, the 2000. I've been playing against some electro class stuff like last night, Miss Keating, like,
yeah.
but that was like 2000, 2002, but then who she was inspired by, again, probably ESG, these people, a bit of Italo disco, a bit of, you know, like Patrick Cowley, you know, like, or like some dirty new wave stuff. So like, it's just always inspiration.
So cool.
Like, but history is very important for sure. Like, you need to, well, yeah, like for everything, you know, like.
And after all touring a lot, what is your favorite club like in the world that you play?
It's a very difficult question.
Top three.
No, I mean like just recently in December we were in Bali. We went finally to this club called Climax, who DJ Harvey like they commissioned to him. They asked him like to curate the main room, even the DJ booth, everything in details is quite. You can see like a very big famous DJ like DJ Harvey, like he did something that like, oh, this is a club that I would love to, which was mainly inspired by his original residence in the 90s in London, Ministry of Sound. So like I always say that to Ministry of Sound, even if it's like a commercial club, whatever, but like the main room of Minister of Sound for me is still an amazing room because the sound is amazing, very basic, just like 4 big speaker, column speaker, dance floor, mirror board, wooden dance floor, ideally, DJ booth, and that's it. You don't need any table, any da. It's just like that should be like.
They just redid it, the main room of the Ministry of Sound.
Yeah, I just read. I'm kind of curious. I understand that they need to like update it maybe or like do something new that the people also maybe that they will go back. But I hope they didn't like because that was it was an update. It was old. It was like a 90.
It looks good.
Yeah, beautiful. It looks good. But I mean, obviously for me, DJ every time in New York is is definitely one of my favorite because, like, like, again, there's so much history, and people know, and the majority of the record that I always play in my life, like even house record, Master of the World, all of these people that like from there, and like for me, New York is like wow, like like DJ New York for me is like okay, done. Berlin, of course, is another amazing situation because like club life even is changed now, but like it's been wow, and even over there, we know the Berlin is very techno, very hard, which I don't mind. I like
It's also our scene,
but also like exactly seems very housey. But then when we do also Osmidisco in Berlin is one of the best Osmidisco that we do. So like. Again, a very open-minded club and people over there, like they, again, like history, they will dance, even if you play soft cell or whatever, they will dance like any kind of music. But everywhere, I mean, like every country's got its own thing, like, and yeah, I mean, here it was great. And here also, hello, there's so much history of music, dance music, like, I grew up listening to Sarong when I was 7 years old, and it's from here, and I play a mandolin. She was like Vietnamese, French, or whatever, she, her, we don't know. And, if I think so much stuff from here, like obviously the punk, one of the main amazing things, but also like Saint Gainsbourg, I love, and like that was like Paris in the 60s, and like
I think the key is to get inspired.
I mean, here is such a like,
every style.
here there's like, the music here has always been, in the 70s as well, it was a match, we were doing really good stuff in Italy, with the beginning of Italo disco, whatever, but like here also you had amazing disco heritage, like, but also like history of Paris and everything, so yeah.
How is work when you work like on music production?
In production,
music production.
Well, yeah, I mean, like this is fun to do an every beat in sales with Giacomo because we do more hard. We did like a little EP on 9 with Roy Inc., which is our friend, and he also wrote lots of music for the Osmidisco album. He's a friend of mine, a friend of ours that we know for a long time. He actually does the door at the Eagle because Osmidisco in London is still every Sunday at the Eagle. It's like a gay pub in London. And we've been doing it for 22 years.
Wow.
So like every Sunday for 22 years. And it's still, the crowd change, which is amazing because like a younger again, like it's just so it's like constantly like, yeah, sometimes like it's not busy, like 300 people, sometimes obviously we can like maybe 1,000, like, but it's still a fun, like, and then again, we don't mind playing Holiday by Madonna or the classic, like Dana Ross, The Boss, or Relight My Fire, or like mix it up with some new stuff, and then people still love it until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Did you have some DJ who inspired you to be a DJ? Like the way they mix or the way they...
Well, all of this like Afro, Baldelli, Mozart, which unfortunately passed away a few months ago. All of this Italian for sure. But then, of course, DJ Harvey, of course, Andy Weatherall, and of course, I love Maurice Fulton, and of course, like, all of that kind of like American scene, it can be Detroit, it can be Derek Carter, it can be on Edition, like, there's so many, like, but also, like, it can be, there's not really, of course, being DJ is all about mixing, putting together track, but sometimes, like, there are some DJs that, like, maybe they don't mix, but like it's just like the quality, the music and like how they put it together. Like for example, even like a Northern Soul night, which I love, which is very for me very England, and going there and I see actually at the moment like lots of younger they go into this party where the average age like my age even older, but I don't know, it's quite amazing. And nobody's mixed, and they always got like only like 7 inches record. Some of them actually apparently like very valuable, you know, that like it's like a collector, like collecting art, you know, like some of the record apparently they can be like even 5,000 euro, you know, it depends on because maybe there is an original one, like, you know, it's like collecting art or like, and that's great. Nobody's mixing, but it's all about proper, really good music. Obviously, music is mainly 60s, 70s, you know, Northern soul, black, you know, kind of, yeah.
So if you have one track to give me that always work on the dance floor, what is it?
Oh, so many.
Like the one you
But you see, like, even like there are some records like, for example, I Feel Love that I played again last night, and it's still amazing. Like even if we heard it like thousand times, but then if because I felt the love last night also, and like so when I played it, it means like ooh, it's like this is my homage, you know. I feel love, I felt the love, and it was. It works, you know, that break. I mean, Giorgio Moroder, again, European, you know, Giorgio Moroder, technically actually Italian, but obviously grew up in Munich, Germany, but, you know, like technically he's from Sud Tirolo, which is technically still Italy, because I met a long time ago his grand-niece. I mean, that break is like, he didn't know, but he invented, everybody agrees that it was the beginning of techno, whatever, you know, it's like, it's amazing. It's like in 1977, so, wow.
And how do you feel like the difference in the scene between there and now? Like what's missing for you now? If there is something missing?
Yeah, I don't think there's something missing.
It's just different?
I think, yeah, it's just like different, of course, but it's different, but it's not really missing because like, even, you know, when we go to America and we do Osmi Disco, it's massive in New York, and we do LA, San Francisco, Chicago, Miami, like, and it's just like an escape, or like, you know, like we still want to dance, you know, whatever is happening over there in the country, which is really bad. Yeah. But it's like, okay, let's do it. Let's try to, I don't care. Like, even like, I don't want to watch the news. It's just like, let's go out. And especially the gay scene, like last night, we were laughing about, like, we always want to go out. We always out. We always dance, you know, we dance, we flirt, and like, we are, in a way, not amazing, but it's just like the way we create, because I guess because, you know, it's a community, it's a minority, I don't know how to say, but obviously, yeah, it's something different, and then we need to keep it together, even more when there are some situation which we're not happy about it, but then nobody's happy anyway, so like, even like, straight people, like, it depends obviously which part are you, but like, you know, like, yeah, so like, yeah, nothing missing. I mean, it's just something different, but like, yeah, like as we said, it's just, I still think people still want to go out, like people just want to like get together, like, and, yeah, even if they're not maybe drinking or taking nothing, but they still, you know, yeah.
And what would be your best advice for a young DJ who want to start and likes house music?
Yeah, as I said earlier, like, I guess keep doing it, passion, keep doing it. Luckily, like, something's gonna happen. Maybe start your own night. If you can find like a little club, a little bar, a little venue, like, start your own night, you know, get more friends together, like, be nice with everybody, and then like, obviously tell your friend to bring more people. and then if everybody like what you do, what you play, who are you, will reflect in you, like,
yeah, at one point you will,
yeah, I don't know. And then obviously, yeah, making music, it helped for sure. I mean, he had to like, oh, I made this record, it's out there, like some people like hear him in Tokyo, and they're like, oh, I really like, you know, come and play, you know, like, and sometimes come and play at the beginning is also like, well, okay, I'm investing money, I'll come and play, I buy my flight, I buy my hotel, just give me a little fee. But it needs to be also like that. Like, don't have like a diva straight away. Like, oh, are you gonna buy me a flight? Like, you're not anybody. So like, just come down. Don't be like straight away like acting as a kind of, I don't know, be nice and humble, I guess. Yeah.
Severino, thank you so much. Honestly, it was amazing.
You.
If you're listening, drop a comment and don't forget to subscribe to Teach Me How to Rave. This is Mr. Cozzo. Thank you for listening and see you soon. Bye.
Thank you, merci.